Hi, I'm Dr. Fred DiDomenico of Elite Coaching, and the reason I'm speaking to you today is because I believe chiropractic is a spiritual thing. And even BJ with the big idea said a slip on the ice is a small thing, a subluxation is a small thing, and I'm paraphrasing. An adjustment is a small thing, but changing the consciousness of a person is a big thing. That's the big idea. So when we look, chiropractic is a spiritual thing. And if you're a chiropractor, you have a spiritual calling and a vision that you want to fulfill, and you came in this life to fulfill. So for those reasons, we want to teach spiritual principles. So what I want to do is deliver some spiritual principles that I believe can raise your consciousness, shift your perspective in a way that can help you get more clear with yourself. So when you're standing in front of a patient, you can help that patient gain more clarity within their self. If you want to help people gain clarity and move towards the purpose of that optimal spine, optimal health lifestyle, then we have to be clear within ourselves. So if you want to tap into your true power on a higher level, the spiritual principle today is being instead of doing. Now when we get in our mind, we get stuck in thought. Everybody makes a to-do list. Your brain is trained, your mind is trained, solve problems, find solutions, think, next thing. And what we end up doing is we end up doing stuff, having our task list, and pushing hard. Has anybody besides me ever felt like they were pushing the boulder uphill on their life? If you ever stop your doing or your task, that boulder is going to roll back over you. Well, you know what? That's not a spiritual principle. In reality, consciousness is a space of no thought. It's the awareness where there is no thinking. It's not mind. Mind comes second. Consciousness is awareness. When we look at Deepak Chopra's 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, the law of least effort says when we harness the forces of harmony, joy, and love, I'm paraphrasing, we create success and good fortune with effortless ease. According to universal law, our vision should fall in our lap. We need to take distinct action, but really this pace should be easy. As a spiritual being with creative power in the universe, we can create whatever we want. Whatever our vision is, that can fall in our lap. When you look at high volume chiropractors, people that see over 1,000 a week, one of my partners, Chris Zano, we're starting chiropractic thought leadership, over 3,000 a week. That guy is consciousness in a physical body. What's that mean? Anybody that's a healer or has a high volume practice, they're in that space of no thought. They're in the space where they're channeling energy. That's being. See, when you get before your mind, not on your to-do list, and you get in that quiet place, and you raise your vibration, then that subconscious mind shapes your conscious mind. You start to have the thoughts of higher consciousness. Now your to-do list all of a sudden isn't a to-do list, it's a priority list. We are taking care of a few very important things, and you have a massive, massive result. So we have to learn to vibrate at the level of love and peace. So when we experience that, then we can spread that to other people. 2 greatest commandments. Number 1, love God. Number 2, love your neighbor as yourself. So when we channel that energy and wisdom through us, then we become love, then we can be a servant to other people. So let's get off our to-do list. It's not about to-do list. When you do to-do lists with stress and anxiety, it's hard work. But when you function and vibrate at a higher consciousness, because you know how to get before your mind, get into that stillness, vibrate at a higher level, the things that you do begin to change. The power that you put into your action begins to rise. The effect that it has in the physical world and what you manifest begins to magnify. Now your practice just starts to grow on its own. One of our mantras in Elite is that your spirit grows the practice and systems handle the flow. Let's get more in tune with our spirit, get out of our mind and the noise in the world, be before the noise, raise our consciousness, get into that stillness, raise our being, then we can vibrate at peace, bliss, illumination, and love. Then the things that we do become more impactful. The lives that we change all of a sudden start to be magnified. And people come to us because of who we are, not always what we do. When you raise your being of who you are, what you do has a much more powerful effect in the universe. So let's get with those spiritual principles. Let's raise our being so our doing can have a much greater impact, and we can change the lives not just of individuals, but from groups, now into groups, and building a culture where your practice can have a bigger impact in the community and then move into the world. So thank you for trusting these principles. These are universal truths. We're going to be coming out with these about every few weeks. And let's put these universal principles into our lives so our spirit starts to magnify out into our world. Then our doing can have much more impact. Thank you for your time. We'll see you in a few weeks.